seconds remain.
Hey everyone, welcome to the cast. We are covering the Heroic League tonight. Only the Golfers versus Spiked eSports Club. Fun game, you know, should be pretty good. We're back to casting after finally having a Thursday free for the first time in like 2 months. But yeah, we're off to it. A couple bands coming out. We got a Doom Beastmaster and a Pangolier band. These two teams, just to give you all, I guess, a little bit of background in case you're not super familiar. Only the Golfers currently at 7 wins. Spiked eSports Club currently at 4 wins right now. Haven't had the greatest record going into this, but they only did get 2-0 once. The rest of them have been 1-1s. Only the Golfers, on the other hand, are going into this off of a 2-0 and have gotten another 2-0 later in the season, and then the rest of their matches are all 1-1s. So a little bit of a better record for the Golfers overall, obviously with the 7-4, but going into this, I think they have a little bit of the momentum. I think they've been finding their groove, perhaps. Spiked eSports Club still figuring things out, I think. But hoping for a competitive series, I think, across the board here.
5 seconds.
Rocket, Snapfire, LD are going to be the other bands, as well as the Techies. A Kunkka pick coming out from the Golfers here. The first pick. This has a little bit of potential, I think, to move around. Erock, though, the mid player for
10 seconds
only the
remain.
Golfers, is probably going to be the main person picking up
5
that
seconds
Kunkka.
remain.
I think, not sure exactly if Rob plays it, but a quick look. But pretty few games on the offline there for only the Golfers. So I'd say with pretty, with certainty that this is going to go towards mid. They did 8 pick it last week as well, so they seem to be pretty comfortable about picking this hero up. I'm pretty happy about a lot of the matchups. I think they'll ban out the Huskar and one other hero, depending on what exactly they're looking to go for this game. After all, Kunkka can really survive in most matchups that you're running into, I think. You can get rid of the Viper, and then probably the Huskar. If I guess they don't have a Huskar player on the other side, so maybe not. Zeus is going to be the ban. Also makes sense as well. Viper, of course, should do quite a lot of work against any melee hero in the mid lane.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
First pick is quite interesting, though. It's not really a hero I think that you see first picked often as a support. Doesn't really offer the most versatility, or is not usually like an OP hero to pick up.
Dyer's turn to pick.
But I would assume the Oracle is going to be... is this Spike? I don't know who this... The names keep changing, but it might be Spike. Anyway, they're going to take the Necro, which is a bit of a steal against the Golfers. They have been playing it, especially in the pause 1 position on Jelly. But
10 seconds
this is a bit of a steal. It's also a good pairing with the Oracle. It is a little bit early to be picking a Necro, so there's potential that there's good counters. And again, only the Golfers do play it a lot, so perhaps they've got some ideas on how to efficiently counter this hero. The SD ban is good, though. SD does utterly destroy Necrophos, I think. Not too fun to play as Oracle into SD either. With the Necrophos, I think it's likely that they run it on... I mean, it looks like they haven't played it this season yet. So they actually are pulling out a couple of new things. Maybe they did run the Oracle earlier on. It looks like in week 2. Treant Protector's going to come out, though. Strong support for only the Golfers. I don't believe they've picked the tree recently. I know Spiked has picked it a couple times, but Strong hero,
10
relatively
seconds.
easy to use as well. Should give a strong lane to whatever you pair it with, whether it's HK
5
or
seconds
Rusty
remain.
playing the tree. Should be pretty straightforward. You could get a nice safe lane pickup here though, which I wouldn't mind. Just got a strong lane with the tree +1. You could run it with the Drow. Really any ranged carry that's in the meta these days. SF as well is a pretty good kill lane. I think it's likely that the Oracle goes pause 5. So it's not like you have the Fate's Edict versus Raises. Let's say any ranged pause 1 would be excellent here for golfers. I think SF and Drow also do decently well into the Necro, so I'm favorable towards those two heroes. They're gonna go for another support though. That's fine. It's okay. I mean, I guess you wanna leave your core picks for later, but you're really only protecting one with 18 because 18 and 23 is practically the same pick
10
anyway.
seconds remain.
But
5
yeah, doesn't
seconds.
really matter, all things considered. But Spiked have the opportunity to respond here. They're going to have to start revealing a little more about what they're planning to do with their draft. For them, they're definitely going to want to pick a duo here. I think if this Necro is going pause 3, but of course this Necro can be pause 1. If this Necro is pause 1, then just get your 3 and 4. They're going to go for the Axe, the 3, so it looks like this Necro
Radiant must choose.
a little more confident about it going pause 1, but I mean, I guess it could be 2 as well, so they have that flexibility. Let's see if we can glean any info from the match history here for these players. I don't know if Sempiternal
10
plays
seconds
the
remain.
Necro. Let's find out.
5
Both.
seconds
Yeah, there's like
remain.
very few games. I'd say it's likely that this is going to be a mid-Necro then with Hollow, seeing as they have 138 games, why Sempiternal only has 22 and the last one in 2024.
Radiant's turn
So
to
that's
battle.
pretty unlikely.
Drow
The Drow does come out though, so they're anyway going to get the combo that I was talking about. I think that's pretty solid. Can be a little tougher to Drow in the mid-game versus Axe if she's ever gone on, but I think you should have a very strong lane versus this Axe.
10
I think.
seconds.
I'd be very surprised to see if they
5 seconds.
if the Drow ends up 10 minutes like not top or second net worth, I would say. Yeah, there's enough things that the Drow can also do to kind of play against the Axe.
Dyer's turn to ban.
If the Axe is too far behind, then there's just too much overwhelming damage. This does give Spike a good opportunity to counterpick the Drow here, but they are betting out the PL. That is one of Sempiternal's more played heroes there.
10 seconds remain.
Other than that, I'm trying to think of what they might go for.
5 seconds.
They'd probably want to ban out.
Radiant's turn to ban.
So they want to ban versus Drow.
It is Dyer's ban.
Void, yeah, makes sense. Night Stalker ban's gonna come out. I don't know if I would pick NS into these heroes. I mean, you do have the Oracle, which is there. It's a decent enough NS game. Nothing too crazy, we think. But let's see what
10 Radiant's turn to
mainly
pick.
ends up playing. Dawnbreaker is going to get banned out as well. Let's keep Sempiternal's page open. Okay, so recently, Axe, Snapfire, Timber. Not a terrible
10
Timber game, I will
seconds
say.
remain.
Could be interesting running something like Enigma.
5 seconds remain.
I don't think that's particularly great here, because you don't know your carry matchup. But you could just do something typical to run with the line as the pause for. Be okay with Timber. Don't really want anything like a Sand King. Slardar is also still an option. Not ideal, I think, versus like the Oracle, but the physical damage pairing with the Drow is actually relatively good versus the
Dyer's
Necro.
turn
Despite the
to
fact
pick.
that Ghost Shroud is there, will deal a lot. Looks like they're gonna go for the Phoenix. If I'm correct, this is just something, this is more of a specialty hero. Yeah. It's like third most played hero for Rob here, so a little more of a
10
unique
seconds.
pickup. Not one that you're going to always see. There's a decent enough coverage for Egg, I think, with
5
Overgrowth and
seconds.
Boat. Can potentially also create some space for the Drow in fights. But now, Spike's going to pick up their carry for Sempiternal. The Weaver's there, the Clinks is there. What else do we have? Those are kind of the typical heroes. Prophet's gone. You could run Gyro. It's not ideal, I think. They're gonna go for the Clinks.
Select your
A little
hero.
more
Make
comfort
the
there.
ultimate choice.
I fear that the Clinks could be Cotton killed in a stun.
5 seconds
But I think
remain.
if Spiked is able to play kind of like a hit and run type of thing, get some kills, they should be okay. Honestly, I think it really comes down to this Necro. If this Necro is able to stay alive and not die early on, should be good. As long as this Oracle is able to protect the Necro when it comes to larger fights, they're able to get on top of the Drow with the Axe. I think they've got good potential. The Axe Woodman combo is strong, so I am a fan of that. But we'll see. We'll see how these lanes turn out. I think the Clinks Oracle should do just fine. They've got the Purge versus the Phoenix. Oracle's also got decent clicks to play into the Lion. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think Necro is favored into Kunkka overall. Might have to be a little careful about those Tidebringers and watching the HP. Might have to. I mean, there's no way any Necro player is ever buying anything but Radiance into bots, but I might want to invest in a casual armor item or something to that effect early on, but we will see. I'd say it's always
Prepare for battle.
game. No surprises here, I think, with lanes, but perhaps some smoke plays coming out. There's a smoke sitting on Tribulb on the or that's Tribulb, okay. I was like trying to figure out who this is and why their name is different. Let's see if they want to make a play. Smoke gonna get popped. A couple of the other heroes are not present for the smoke. They can always get tagged and run into this one. They do have the advantage of Tree being able to break the smoke with Invis, so it's gonna be hard for them, I think, to sneak up unawares, especially if they go through the river this way. Definitely want to go around,
30 seconds and counting.
like so, but yeah. Not the most ideal smoke, but at least they won't pay with their lives for this one. They will be able to just sneak away, perhaps secure the top rooms. No fighting to happen today, perhaps.
The battle begins.
I don't think either of them scouted each other, but we'll see if there's any D-Ward over a late GLHF coming out, but you know, it's never too late to have some sportsmanship in the game, so I'd like to
This
see
is turning
that.
into a therapy session.
I think the strongest bottom should go the best for the golfers. It should be very favored, I think, towards the Tree and Trow. I will say they did get the double Quelling Blade, which is very nice. I love to see it. It's funny that a Hoodwink is getting it as well, seeing as you are playing with trees and stuff like that. But I think it is pretty much required to do so when playing against a Tree Protector. You've got to hamstring this hero as much as possible. Hit mid. Looks like the early levels are going well for Kunkka, which I think makes sense. I think only when the spell spam comes out later for Necro it gets better, but early on the Tidebringers are a decent amount to deal with, I think. Again, I'm not a Necro player. This hero is despicable. Anyone who plays it should be ashamed of themselves, but, you know, all those things. Off onto Tribal. Blood Grenade as well. It's going to use the Fate's Edict defensively there. Should be okay though. Not going to be in too much trouble. Mid lane, both mid laners playing on just a sliver of HP. Iraq not going to go for any bottle or anything like that. Just going to build into the stats, which makes sense. Yeah, as you can see, the Necro now able to kind of just bully the Kunkka off the wave. I think this is where this hero really just gets very, very annoying, and it's kind of why it's been so oppressive in the meta. There's not a whole lot that's currently good that lanes well, but bottom lane, First Blood's gonna go the way of Spiked here. Rusty's gonna die. The rest of the Frost Arrow's coming through. Drow's gonna get a double though, so arguably a good ending here for the Golfers. Lose the First Blood, but that much XP and gold going towards your carry is quite nice. Not into the tower. Maybe Edict though is gonna make sure pretty much none of that damage is gonna go through from the dive. Even from Rusty, a little bit late. Oh, I guess he was waiting for the full Falcon Blade to get completed up there. Oh. Not able to get a deny. Battle Hunger will still stay. Now Yax messing around with some creep skipping opportunities right here. Multi-shot off onto the Hoodwink, gonna get slowed down, but has to bushwhack in case things get a little bit frisky here. Bushwhack gonna come through. They're really pressuring this Drow here. They need to be ready to help her right away, but she's just gonna get run down under the tower. A little bit of illegal moves happening. Now Tree gonna take a little bit of the harass, but he's healthy. He's fine. Dude, Tree's just under there. They killed the Drow. They got it going. Rusty's doing a little bit of trolling. I think he was blocking the large camp. Yeah, he was blocking the large camp, but it's not going to do a whole lot when your carry's dead. And now Axe just running at the tree right here, getting some good spins. Has the Lotus to work with. Yeah, Shelly's going to turn. Get the Hoodwink, which is a nice turn here. This has to be careful. These arrows are adding up. Blood Grenade's going to come down. It's got the Leech Seed coming up as well. It's going to get the punch, going to get the bind. And now the turn. Over, off onto the tree. One more spin should be enough to get the kill. He's going to get it. And again, the turn happens where Zhao gets a double for the price of the tree. And probably is quite happy after Rusty let him die there. You know, gets everyone out of his lane. Gets some peace and quiet. Hoodwink's going to do a TP top, maybe look for a play here onto Phoenix, who's quite low, has an urn. Bushwhack is going to connect, dive's available, but they have to, not close enough. Oh, the Acorn's going to complete the kill.
I was born for this.
Good rundown there. Yeah, Phoenix so far, I mean, in CS doing quite well, but kind of an interesting hero to have in the off lane here. Mid lane though, pretty expected that it's going the way it is. It's just Necro gaming. Kunkka should be fine though. Has the ability to return back into this game quite nicely. There's a little of a gate play down bottom. Zhao's gonna have to be careful. Acorn shot's gonna come through. Bushwhack's gonna connect. They're gonna have the follow-up route there as well. The call come through. They're gonna get the Blood Grenade. Absolutely dead here on the Drow. Battle Hunger, making sure that she's gonna get run down the other side. Rusty gonna grab the Lotus for his troubles, but They're bleeding cores all across the map. What to do, what to do. Rusty Shack Elf. That's really funny, actually.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just spam your L's in chat for Rusty Shack Elf.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower.
Another TP from Drow. With this entire lane here, but it looks like both supports have gone up top. Potentially a play for the Wisdom Rune. I would like if they invade this. Looks like they're just wholly pressuring this Phoenix back so far. Honestly, don't know why this lane is going this poorly, but it just is. Hoodwink is gonna have to press up their advantage right here. He's gonna go with the Bushwhack over off onto line now. Gonna try and contest here. This was determined. There's gonna be a TP in from Rusty looking to make a play, but no, they've already lost Rob. He's gone. Hoodwink now is gonna get protected a little bit with the Fate's Edict. That Earthspike gonna do absolutely no damage. Oh. Does not know about this magic meeting. The Bushwhack actually going to pull Rusty out of the Wisdom. He's going to run back in, trying to contest this a little bit longer. Going to pop the Lotus, going to go for the best, but now he's going to get rooted, but now the boat's going to come through. Going to get the toss him into the air with the Torrent as well. Wait, no, Clinks, go back to the Wisdom, take it. Oh, he's going to try and TP out the other side, but the X ready and waiting. E-Rock going to save his team's life here, keep them in the early game. My lord. Keeps the Wisdom, gets 2 kills, a great TP. I think if Clinks actually stayed on the Wisdom, he gets the XP for 6, and with Skeleton Walk, he's actually home free. But heads up play, they brought the numbers they needed. They did lose 3 different people for that, but in the end, they got what they needed. And now mid. Oh, ooh, if Necro had mana, that Scythe could have just put HK in the dirt there.
Invisibility.
Gonna back up for their Wisdom. Easy grab. Should put him in close range for level 6 now. Axe Pumpkin's been doing pretty solid here, just hanging out. Jelly's gonna do his best to keep this wave in away from the tower, try not to get run down. I say that, things are going to get a little bit not great here. Bushwhack's going to connect. As the Battle Hunger, a little bit more damage should be enough. The torn up in here, though. E-Rock going to come through, it looks like, the gate to make this happen. Axe going to pull him back, and they've got him under the tower. 4 heroes brought to take out this Axe. Well worth it, though. Maybe they can get more HK? Not going to spot the Hoodwink. Ooh, a sneaky ward light there. Is going to get spotted, though. Usually a pretty good ward, but this sentry is still there from the laning phase, so it's going to claim that there. Oracle on the other side is going to go down. Drow. Barely going to die. The Dusk actually going to clip the Clinks here. I don't know if they saw that, though. So Sempiternal should be okay. Bottom. They're gonna get the boat combo off onto Axe, so 2 deaths in a short amount of time there. Pretty good again. They are committing numbers down here, but if they get the kills, they get the kills. It's worth it. Phoenix hanging out over here, going for a straight vessel rush. So far, I will say I would like the other cores to be farming a little bit better, but Oracle, X, Torrent, brought back, E-Rock looking for the Tidebringer's gonna get it. Nice play. This Clinks needs to be on the other side of the map, hitting buildings, or not buildings, creeps. This is accomplishing very little right now. Watching the Kunkka hit creeps is not gonna get you any closer to your Decimator, so let's make something happen. Axe, though. 2 deaths, gonna put them a little bit behind on that blade mail, but not to fear, still doing decently well. Drow actually top net worth at minute 10, so I did call it correctly. I mean, trading places with the Necro, so first or second, I think is what I said. Someone can fact check me on that one. Despite the deaths, I think managed to farm up enough to have a decent chunk of net worth. So far, the Clinks and the Phoenix are the ones hanging out at the bottom there. Smoke's gonna pop. Rob's running in, looking for this Hoodwink right here. The rest of the team not close enough to really make a connection. Fire Spirits are going to connect. Nature's Grasp. A little bit of a tickle, but nothing more. HK looking for... Oh, might actually get the finger here. It's going to break on a Clinks. Hoodwink's actually going to turn... Oh! The turn's going to be there. That's funny. I think they're going to think that there's vision there, but there isn't. HK just saw with daytime vision. Hoodwink not properly using the trees there to fog that finger.
Look to their top tower. Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Smoke. Gonna get popped mid. No vision of that for the golfers, so
Dire's
potentially a
top
side
tower is
play
under attack.
to be happening down
Radiant's middle
bottom.
tower is under attack.
Ideally, look at the drought, but a side stack's a side stack, no matter who you get it on.
Is now active.
We're gonna spy the
Dire should
drought here.
look to their top tower.
Send the axe in. Maybe Smoke's gonna break though off onto tree. So I think the
Dire's
golfers are
top
wise
tower
to
is under attack.
potential things that are
Dire's top
happening.
tower is
They're looking for this tree protector. He's walking around. They see him on vision. Call not gonna connect. E-Rock now showing up. He's got the X. Can he catch anyone here? He's looking for this axe. Should have the connection for it. Gonna just drop the boat, but the Fade Edict's gonna mitigate all that damage there. Blade Mail's gonna come out. Make it a little bit harder for them to connect. Overgrowth pump fake right there. Can they get a little bit more? But now they're gonna drop into this. The egg is gonna go down. They're gonna get the overgrowth as well. The scythe not gonna connect onto HK. Far too healthy for that to work. And now, oh, the Sunray, the heals from Rob to keep him alive. And now they're gonna just get the Clicks over off the Necro. They've got the Vessel as well. Gonna focus him down. The other side, Clicks looking for something. The dust is gonna go. Acorn Shot bounces back and forth. Gets a little decent amount of damage, but the multi-shot, far more damage. Oh, Earth Spike. A little too short to make anything happen, but they're gonna get the Hex over off onto the high ground, and now the Fire Spirits looking for something. Do they have any extra dust? Rusty, pop your dust, pop your dust, pop your dust! So late on the dust there means he's gonna die up on the high ground. The Vessel's gonna get applied over onto the Clinks. They're looking for something, but now perhaps a little bit too far forward. Drow gonna just dodge to the other side, hope for something, but wow. False Prop is gonna get used there. I have no idea how Drow managed to get out of that one alive,
Radiant's
but
middle tower is under attack.
what? What?
The Radiant scan, eager to know Dire's whereabouts.
Genuinely have no idea how the Clinks died right there. Ghost Ship is not how the Clinks died. That makes no sense. False Promise was applied. I am so clued. I think they were like farming Ancients and then died. Wow, that's really something. Hex is gonna go over off onto the axe here, but there are a whole lot of heroes waiting to kill HK there.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
The full force here of Spike's gonna take this bottom tower. I mean, they can kind of hold this. They've got Tree to slow things down. They've got Overgrowth coming up. They've got Egg as well. Pushback is actually not going to connect. Dive comes through. They're going to get the Sunray as well. The Overgrowth, though, catches off onto the Axe. The call is going to come later, but not going to do anything at all. HK going to try and get some clicks over off into the Oracle, but Pushback can ensure the escapes to the other side. They're looking for the really good torrent from vision there from Hero. Make sure they can get the boat over off onto Scythe gonna go over off into Rob. Doesn't kill the Phoenix though, so a fantastic bait actually to bring Hollow back into that one. They're almost a little too late to defend the tower, but they're here now. They can keep it alive, keep healing it up. A max on the living armor, interesting. So gonna get some good heals. Oh, ooh, Phoenix almost got dunked out there, but is forced to pop the egg. Perhaps not the ideal position, but it's gonna be what it is. And now it died for. Ooh, Bushwhack almost connected there, but wasn't able to go for sure. False Promise gonna come on to make sure that Axe is mostly okay here. Does a decent amount of damage, and now the Plane's gonna come through, gonna finish off Rob. Dunk. Takes Rusty out as well. Erax is gonna be able to get out of this one, but Perhaps a little bit too over-aggressive. I've already committed, so can't go for too much more. It's gonna DC. Pause from HK is the Spiked eSports Club not realizing that their own player is DC. This gives me a chance to bring some water here. Just love to see it. And adjust this music, which keeps on playing in my ear.
Oh, bounty!
Coin for me.
Illusion!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower
Dies! I've got the magic touch.
Radiant should look to their middle tower. Dire are scanning for enemies.
When I was just a little bit, I used to wish upon shooting stars. Then I realized that was stupid and just learned to shoot instead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Get some!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gold for my
Dire's
chest.
middle tower is under attack.
Now that was a failed blow.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No, malingering.
Radiant's bottom tower is no more. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Double kill! Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh
Dire's
my god, I
middle
muted my
tower
mic. I didn't
is
even
no
realize
more.
when I did that. I'm so sorry. I was casting into the void, I guess. The fire spirits are gonna connect over off the pumpkin. Max taken down here. Jelly's gonna claim the kill. Shout out Shrimtech for showing up in chat, otherwise I would have been casting muted for like another 25 minutes, I'm sure. Clank's still running around looking for something, has the shard, but there's a couple of dangerous heroes in the area here, which I don't think you really wanna fight against. So far, kind of falling behind in net worth. Would love to see them get a couple more creeps, get a pike, maybe a. I think you just need a BKB this game.
Regeneration!
Um,
I think you need a very concrete way of dealing with X into boat. Otherwise, I feel like you'll die
Is
every
under
single
attack
fight.
and are scanning for enemies.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about how the Clinks plays these team fights as the game goes on. Obviously, if you're able to play the edges and just like delete a hero here and there, that's good. But if you ever get X'd into Torrent, X-voted, anything like that, tidal waved, there's a lot to deal with, a lot to be afraid of. Don't think this is one of the games where you can go full glass cannon. There's a bit of a group up happening here. There's no smoke in anyone's inventory though, so looks like there's one flying out for Tribal,
Is
but
under attack.
not here just yet.
Radiant's middle tower is
You're not
under
gonna TV
attack.
bottom, has the BKB finished up. Potentially gonna walk his way mid to see if he can do anything to defend the tower.
Radiant's
Probably
middle
not though.
tower has
It's gonna go
fallen.
down. They're gonna pop the smoke. They will run straight into. Ooh. They're gonna get the. Ooh. Call's gonna be off the mark. The BKB is just gonna come out, but now Axe should be okay. Fate's Edict. Call's Promise actually fully committed onto the Axe here to try and keep him alive. He's gonna go for the TP out, and he should be fine. There's no X, anything like that. HK now gonna try and make for a play onto the Necropose right here. The silence though, bomb duration silence with the torn up in here. It's enough to finish the job. Wow, showing up and cleaning up. Didn't even have to use the egg here. Axe being out of the fight means they really have no presence here. And that was pretty much without. I mean, the boat was committed just to get rid of the axe, which you could argue is like a kill. Committing the boat to get the axe out of the fight, but this Necro is not looking too great here. Doesn't have a dispel for the silence, doesn't have a lot of armor items. This drow will chunk through the Necro. I mean, we talked about it a little bit in the draft, and I think exactly what we said is coming to fruition here. They're going to chase down the Oracle here. The multi-shot not going to connect at all, actually. So, Tribal safe on the high ground here. There is a Roche available for the golfers if they feel so inclined, but it looks like they might be concerned with their waves. Don't have everyone present up there, so perhaps save it for later, though. X can go over off onto the Hoodwink. That's a nice bushwhack there coming through, but Phoenix gonna run into the Shivas, gonna ensure, oh, good force out to the low ground, but can't really run from the Vessel and the Sunray. Cute play to try and stay alive there. X. BKB to play against this Kunkka. So far the Clinks has the 2 Deso charges from killing HK earlier, but oh, they're gonna see the Clinks right here. The dust is gonna come through, the blink. Oh, they've got the Hex, they've got the finger, they've got everything they need. Before the call even comes through, Drow's finished the job, and now the Pike is there. Plus the Overgrowth pinning this axe down. They're gonna put the Essence Distiller so they get the extra vision. Up on the Glacier, Jelly's gonna finish another one. And now X over to the other side, E-Rock, he's got a kill. One more. Some punches come through as well, so HK even stacking up the finger bonus. Yeah, a little bit fragmented gameplay here from Spiked Esports Club. There's a nice sentry to randomly drop from Rusty there to get the catch on the Clinks. Can't really be just walking around, I think. Oh? What's he going for? Oh, I thought I was going to go through the portal, but looks like they're just going to go for the Torm and get the Char on either the tree or the line here. HK has to be a little bit careful not having the Tranquils. He's going to get the Shard on the line, gets the extra mana drain there. Honestly, really nice for giving mana to your friends. So we'll see. They might see the Hoodwink right here. I think they actually saw E-Rock with the Shadow Blades. Gonna scout it out, gonna go for the Tidebringer, gonna get the Torn back in the air, gonna commit the boat fully. Perhaps a little bit much to throw at this squirrel, but they're gonna go for it. In the mid lane, Phoenix is somehow in between 2 heroes right here. Max actually gonna jump forward to get the catch onto the wave, but then blinks back onto the Phoenix. Either hero, I think, really knowing what the other person is doing there, but somehow everyone's gonna get out of that one. There's a smoke up though. They're gonna run into this one. E-Rock might get scotted by the ward here, but first there's gonna be a Hex over off onto the Oracle. Good Torrent to follow things up. Tidebringer should be enough to finish the kill in one. Yep, there it is. No chance of a blink away. They're sweeping across the map here, just claiming kills. Scout and see if you can find anything. Clinks already on the run, looking to get out of there. Looks like Necro has the Conraps finish, going for a Lotus. Great item this game. Dispel plus the armor. Really excellent. Rusty now is just stalking this little squirrel here, making sure that nothing happens. Might walk into a sentry right here though, so it has to be a little bit careful. It's gonna see the tree protector right here. Gonna get the catch here with the bushwhack. Can they get more? They need the side. They're gonna get the connection. First side stack of the game. And it's gonna be Rusty DL Shackleford here.
Under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Wow. Focusing in on Butterfly, not there just yet, which is going to make the Clinks' life a little bit harder. Nowhere close to any kind of evasion piercing item like a BKB. Up top, E-Rock. For a second I thought he was going on this Oracle, but perhaps Tribal was just getting clipped by a Tidebringer here and there. I would like to see the golfers, since they are in the lead here, perhaps group up, threaten some towers. I really don't think they need to be farming this defensively.
Dire's top tower is under
I think they can hold a pretty aggro position here on the map. They aren't really afraid of chip damage on their towers with tree, right? They're not going to get slowly ratted out. It's going to have to be a full committal from Spiked Esports if they're going to want to take more of this map.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Yeah, so right now they're just very, very passively positioned. Again, I think they're much, much stronger. They can take a full-on team fight. they might feel comfortable to do so. This Oracle is...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Don't know what that one was, but Tribal is going to be able to sneak out of that. A full nullifier done. Wow. Yurak. Gonna make this Oracle and this Necro's life a whole lot harder here. And picking out the fact that there is at least a sentry up there. Might think there's an obs as well, but we'll just get rid of the sentry. Down bottom. I will say this Hoodwink does have this Meteor Hammer, which does make the push actually feasible. Drow's gonna TP back into this one. They might actually catch the Hoodwink though if Rusty goes over to the correct side, but looks like not gonna happen. Well, maybe. Perhaps I'm speaking too soon. Obs Ward's gonna get dropped down. Yeah, no, Hoodwink. Home free, gonna be gating. Well, I say that gating top into the waiting arms of a Kunkka right here, and Yurak gonna drop the. Ooh, a little bit of a missed opportunity on those spells there. And now Dust is gonna get popped. They're really just kind of juking each other around, and now the axe can come through, gonna get the call here. Now the follow-up play with the Meteor Hammer is hilarious, but now the rest of the team's gonna go through. There's gonna be a break over off onto the Drow, so not getting the hits in. The False Purpose used pretty darn early here. The Lotus gonna come out as well, and now the Ghost Shroud's gonna get dropped as well. Can they get the connection over off the Drow? Can they try and go through the portal? Can they get the connection? There needs to be a TP or cancel or anything like that, but now the Axe comes through, gets the call. There shouldn't be another stun available here to stop Rob TP, so the Phoenix will get out, but a bit of a janky start to that. Some missed spells and weird stuff through the portals. Not exactly ideal execution there. Honestly, I think Zhao would have been fine just completing the channel on the portal. They had no stuns. The axe was far away to get the connection. But was hoping that maybe the egg would do something. The egg was also a little bit further to the side. Just a chaotic fight all around, you know. It happens. Clink's gonna go for the BKB. It looks like it is completed on the courier. I really like to see this. Talking about it earlier, that you pretty much need a BKB to stay alive and stay relevant in this game. So nice to see. Phoenix is gonna have an Ags, which I mean, it's fine. If anything, it's just extra hits on the egg. Strafe pretty much gets rid of the... I mean, it does get rid and adds a little bit of extra attack speed on top of Fire Spirits if the Clinks is ever hit by it. So I think if the Clinks is ever available... ooh, not able to get the X there. If the Clinks ever is able to hit the egg, it's going to go down. But that is likely going to have to be a full BKB strafe committed to kill this egg. Because right now we are looking at a whole 13 attacks to destroy there with the active Scepter. So... not the easiest. Not the easiest at all. There's a nullifier. I was like, I swear I saw a relic in HK's inventory, and yeah, there's a nullifier on the line as well. Hell of an item to be picking up online, I'm gonna say. That's really, really something. Get the Get the Aegis over off onto the Drow, going for a Silver Edge next. Quite good versus the Axe. Axe does have BKB though, so shouldn't be too threatened by the Silver Edge. And well, even with the Hoodwink's Meteor Hammer, we're seeing that this tower is still staying alive. I mean, it's healthier than the last time we looked at it, so Chip, not really too threatening for the golfers here. Rusty's gonna go for the Ags here, which
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I mean, I guess he's tankier. I think the most important thing is the fact that Overgrowth is now at a 65 cooldown. Axe gonna blink away. Ooh, Erok. Figure's a little cold. First game of the day. You know how it is. So far, though, playing pretty well on Kunkka besides the couple of misspells here and there. sentry here. I mean, they can just take this
Scanning for
mid
enemies.
tower quite easily if they want to do so.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ob's ward is under sentry, so whenever they wander around on Spiked eSports Club, they should notice the fact that this Obs is there. But it looks like bottom, they're just focusing that. They're gonna finally be able to take this tower. I mean, the Meteor Hammer was a weird purchase early on, but I think it's paying dividends here with the way that they're being forced to play this game. This Hoodwink is doing a pretty good job of splitting almost axe level of net worth here. It's definitely the
Radiant's
highest of
bottom
any
tower is
support.
under attack.
It's gonna go for the Glyph here
Dire's
next.
courier has been killed.
A little bit of extra control. Flank's now pivoting into the MKB. I mean, we talked about the evasion Pierce versus the Drow, which is pretty necessary thanks to the Butterfly. So has to go the MKB. Can certainly revert back to the Daedalus once that item is complete, though. The crit, very useful for this hero. This age is looking like a clean up the map, clean up the outer towers type thing for the golfers, but maybe they catch someone up here. There's a Necro. Hollow feeling pretty confident up here. No BKB just yet. So darn close to it. Would be devastating to die. He's gonna pop the Lotus early though, and the Ghost Shroud. Question is, can he get out of this one? The Air Spike's actually going to connect over onto the Axe. The Nullifier is going to come out as well, which is hilarious. But now the Torrent back in is going to get the catch over off onto the Necro here. But now the False Promise is going to come through. And now the Oracle is going to get the catch over onto the Glacier. The Egg is going to pop, going to stun both of them. And now Drow on the high ground on that Glacier is going to get some damage coming in here. And now the boat's going to come through after the fact. But the Fate's Eating keeps him alive. The Oracle still doing well. And now the Bushwhack going to get the catch over off onto the Drow. They're going to lose life number 1 here. No mana here for the Axe for a follow-up call or for the Culling Blade. And now Oracle. Ooh, the catch over off into Phoenix is enough, but now Jelly able to turn. Going to try and go for Tribal, but not going to get him. The Bushwhack connection again off onto the tree. They're taking this fight handedly. Spiked eSports. Not down, not out just yet. This lead pretty much dead even now. And they've got 2 catapults here. They can keep these creeps alive, push into this top tier 2. There are 2 heroes that seem to have TP'd to the other side of the map, but without Clinks, these katas are going to be your best way of breaking this tier 2. Drow, though, still hanging out here. Has the potential to be able to kill this Necro, but not willing to go too aggressive. Gem picked up on HK. It's going to make the Clinks' life a little bit harder, but now full BKB picked up for this Necro. He's going to be a lot stronger now. Shiva's going to be next as well. Tribulb's doing a pretty good job of keeping this Necro alive. Dropping the Fate's Edict, the False Promises. And really, as long as Hollow's able to play these fights, stick around, he's able to do a lot. I mean, the Scythe was not enough to kill Irok straight out, but basically took out 20% of his HP and then eventually killed him off. In last fight, we saw the Axe jumping the Drow. Well, Drow was not threatened right away. It took like 10-15 seconds to fully complete the kill. It made sure that the Drow was not hitting anyone else, which is arguably the most important thing, that your Necro is not getting clicked, that your Clinks is not really getting clicked. I think they are going to need secondary dispels, though, of some kind would be quite useful against this overgrowth. Thing that they can have to get rid of that root. Because right now it's really just the BKBs for each. I mean, the Necro's the only one with the Lotus, which in anyways is the one that's getting all the help from the Oracle, but I don't really know what you would go for the Clinks. It's not really a hero you can go for the Disperser. The Satanic might be an option, though, later on. I still think you need the Daedalus. Could be a Manta game. It's a little bit of a cheeky Manta, I think. Could be possible. Other than that, there's not a whole lot you can go for. For the Axe, it's really just a Lotus as well, which looks like an AC is going to be picked up, not the Lotus. So that's going to be the preferred armor item. Still pretty good. I'm a fan of this item.
An ephemeral masterpiece.
Yeah, Oracle definitely is gonna be the primary target. Kunkka's gonna go for the the heart, not the Shivas. The extra vision though would be nice.
For enemies.
They get the scan over off of the Clinks here, but these creeps are dying pretty quickly. Sempiternal is gonna back away. Understand that this is a dangerous place to be. The MKB gonna get finished up. Yeah, that's a large commitment to try and look for the Clinks there. A lot of time spent off map, and he was wise to the fact that they're making the move.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's the first time we've got a lead for Spike eSports in since the laning phase ended. Yeah, 10 minutes onward. It's been in the control of Golf over here, but now it's pretty much dead even. This game not really to anyone's hands. Torm's going to be available on the bottom area, so we might get this over off onto the tree. Will give us the eyes in the forest, and we're going to get it. A little bit nerfed version of the original Ags, but pretty good for getting some scouting vision here and there. Rusty's actually going to pivot back to a little bit of a late Vlads here, which is nice with Drow. As TP's coming mid, BKB forced out from E-Rock right here. Good Force Staff away, keeps the axe out of that one. That's the full bow committed. Now HK going to try and blink into this one, getting the Hex over off onto the Oracle. This could be a good catch here if they can connect a little bit more, but now HK gone. Scythe puts him in the dirt. Blink away from Chibulb. They get a quick kill, and now they're out of there. They couldn't claim the gem, though. Gonna put this safe into his inventory right here. He's actually gonna get the lens, so I think he's actually playing for a potential Supernova save build, which is very interesting. Now that there's no hotspot Sunray, that build doesn't really exist anymore. My patented Blink Lens Phoenix. Tribal quite far forward here. Oh, the call actually there breaks the ankles of Rusty. He's gonna get the catch over off into the Fate. It actually goes onto the Dream Protector, which makes things a little bit harder, but now Overthrow is gonna be used as well. There's a Torn up into the air, tidal wave back, but Hollow, pretty dangerous one to deal with. False Promise is on a 60-second cooldown right now, not at level 20 yet. And then that'll drop to a 40-second cooldown. Once that's there, I mean, it's gonna be, you're potentially getting two of them out in a fight. It's gonna be pretty hard to make this happen. I would like to see Spike pressure in this bottom lane a little bit more. I think it would be nice if they had some threat on the high ground over here while Golf is doing whatever they're doing in the top side of the map. Ooh, Invis. Do they spot the Gunker? They're going to drop a sentry. The Bushwhack's going to connect. Can they get a little bit more sight? This on cooldown for a couple seconds. E-Rock going to pop the BKB. Going to go for the X. Going to go for the boat. Over off into the Hoodwink. Popped him to the air. Can he stay alive here? They're going to go for the Fate to Edict. And now the call. Over off onto the Phoenix. The Scythe puts him down. Rob, no chance of putting the egg. Going to buy back into this game though. Gemma on the deck. And now the Nullifier over off into Necro. Can they get anything else? They need the False Promise. They need it now. Where's Tribal? He's not there. Can he get over there in time? He's running over. False Promise comes through. Heals him. Keeps him alive for now. The Nullifier comes out again, though. Great Bushwhack catches them both, but now the Egg's gonna drop Hollow. Still most definitely gonna die here after the False Promise comes through. He's gonna go down. Multi-shot to the high ground. Takes out the Hoodwink as well. Golf commit a buyback for that one, but they do take the fight. Able to just focus down this Necro with the double Nullifiers. It's enough to make it happen. BKB actually didn't even get popped there. Not a chance to make it work.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A little bit off the mark. Silly to just lay waste to the team there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I don't think Axe used BKB either, or maybe it was much earlier on. I don't know, but it looks like only one of the BKBs got used, which is the Clinks, and the Clinks was dying. I don't even. God knows where this Clinks was. Drown the base is going to clean up your buildings quite quickly. They do have a fort available if they want to use it, but so far, looks like they're looking comfortable with losing 2 sets of racks here. I mean, they could commit the fort. They still have tier 2 available on the bot side, but they're just going to let 2 lanes fall. Spiked.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Looks like they were sitting pretty nicely, but now there's a DD bottom, which they don't know for sure, but they're gonna go for Roche, and then they'll see this DD for sure after that. There it is. Ping, ping, ping. Anyone gonna ping it? Nope. Straight towards the Roche. Well, okay, wait. Now they're gonna get it.
Double damage.
Evie's gonna make this Roche go nice and quickly, but there's a smoke up from Spiked here. They've got the bots on the Necro as well, so he's gonna join, going straight to the mid lane here, and now the Blink's gonna scout things out. Are they willing to commit to this one? This Roche is dying fast. It's almost gone. HK just gonna go for a play here. The Overgrowth's gonna stall things up. They're gonna get the call over off into the line, but he does absolutely nothing there. The dunk, though, is gonna complete the kill. Take him out there. Left here in the back line's gonna get the catch here, but the false promise over off into the Necro, gonna keep him alive. He is nullified, though. Tidal Wave gonna bring him back into the waiting arms of the Drow with the DD punching from the Glacier high ground. I think he might be dying here. The Scythe gonna come out over off onto the Drow, but now the Egg putting him inside, keeping him safe. The damage is there onto E-Rock, though. He will die to the physical damage from the Clinks. It is enough. So they're going to keep the Aegis, actually. Make sure not to burn it there on the Drow. And now the Call Forward's going to get the catch over off onto the Phoenix. The Silver Edge break is going to make Pumpkin's life so damn hard. The heals are going to come through, but it's not going to be enough. But now the damage off onto Rafa now. Oh, the Meteor Hammer connection. It's going to hit. Jelly, hit by the Sharpshooter, taken out. Has no Force Staff available now. They should have enough for the stun here. The Bushwhack's up in 1 second. So they have detection. The Silence is going to come through, but now the Bushwhack connection over off onto the Drow. The Eat there. The Satanic coming through, trying to stay alive. The BKB False Promise popped everything to take him down. And now they're successful here after this fight, which looked really good for Golf to start things. Forcing them away from the Roche, splitting things up, but in the end, it's not enough. Aegis wasted, Hero's dead. The only advantage is they still do have these 2 racks here. Or the 2 lanes of rack taken, rather, but... great question. I don't know. May have been a bit of a misplay. Might not have realized that the Satanic was going when the Moldy shot came through. Who knows? Who knows, Jesse? Who knows? Satanic overall good item for the Drow to have, but yeah, doesn't really synergize well with the multi-shot at all. Clinks circling back for a Pike after the Daedalus is done, and after that you have potentially 1 more item. Dropping Treads doesn't feel too great because you are a mana-starved hero, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, a Disperser could be pretty funny. More likely, though, you'd probably want like a Satanic or a, I don't know, Satanic. Could pivot for like a late game Hex or Bloodthorn. I would actually be okay with the Hex. Give you a mana replacement for the Intreads. Potentially allows you to get on top of this Drow and kill her. Could also 100 to 0 the Phoenix. That would be my thought. But quick item check for everyone else. We already talked about the Drow. Looking at the Kunkka right now, the BKB we already know, of course, but the Heart is going to be the newer item. Sitting at around 5k gold, considering what to go for next. Has the Prophet's Pendulum, which is actually very interesting. Not sure exactly how that interacts with the Admiral's run. But probably makes it pretty hard for you to kill, I think. Axe should go Harp. That would be pretty funny if Axe goes Harp. Oh, Rusty. He's in there. I think they saw him for a second, but just gonna get out scot-free. Where was I? We're looking at Kunkka. Phoenix, Pike, Shivas, sitting at 1600. The Ranch and Gauntlets in the backpack is hilarious.
I'll take that.
Who knows? Maybe it builds into something late game. We'll find out. HK, add the Lens. Is going for a Shivas next for the, I guess, AoE on Earth Spike and potentially AoE Hex at level 25. We wanted someone to go Shivas. Don't think we were thinking of the Lion, though. Vlad's is done for Rusty's going for a Boots of Travel next. Interesting. Wanting to play the side lanes. Over to Spiked, we've got the Ghost Scepter. It's the new pickup on the Oracle. Hollow's got the Shivas of his own. Pretty much kitted out here. Could go for a Scythe. Not a Scythe, a Scepter. Jeez. But anything else, you'd have to drop something. Potentially, I think the con wraps is really the only item that you can get rid of. Perhaps for a heart, that would be the only thing I think I would be acceptable to get rid of it for. We've already talked about Clinks, looking at the Hoodwink, still rocking the Meteor Hammer, has the Weaponer, has the Ags as well, the Decoy. And then Pumpkin's Axe is going to pop a BKB here. He's going to get caught with the follow-up Overgrowth, though. Stuck here, wasting pretty much the entire duration. The Tidal Wave is going to come through, but not actually going to do a whole lot at all. And now the Sunray. It's going to be kind of tickling the Axe here. Oh, whoa, there's going to be the break now coming through. They're going to have to commit the False Promise fully over off onto the Axe. And now the Egg's going to get dropped. There's a Nullifier. There's a Hex over off to the Necro. He's gone. He's dead. They take the Egg, but they lose the Necro for it. And now they lose the Lion as well. The Tidal Wave brings them into this one, but Drow's still healthy, still doing a whole lot of damage thanks to that Titanic. The Silence is going to come through, but now the Invis over to the other side. Rusty trying to get the damage over onto Hoodwink. The X torn up to the air. The punches, the Decoy might be enough to take him out. The Dunk, though. Axe is in there after coming back from the False Promise, and it looks like there's a buyback from the Clinks as well, trying to search and find the Drow, who, is going to silence. Has a shield rune to the other side, though. They might be able to track it down. Oh, no, it's Silver Edge is back again. Can Jelly get out? Is going to juke to the other side. Will he greed for the wave? Will he greed for the wave? He's waiting to see where the enemy actually is going to show up, and it's not going to go for the wave. It's going to go to the other side. Has a TP up in 1 second. Going to port back to the base. They've got a couple of buybacks available for Golf here, but...
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh wait, Axe bought back as well. Yeah, I was like, I swear I thought the Axe died. They bought back on 4 heroes. My lord. An expensive play there from them.
Tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is
they
under
do?
attack.
They have to be careful here. BKB's not up just yet. Potential Tidal Wave. Ooh, gonna be off the mark. Just gonna push the Katas a little closer to the racks.
Is under attack.
Actually, next season, I'm going to have an AI caster, you know. This season, I'm just training it. You know how it is. Clankers are going to take all our jobs.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Of course, used it a little bit earlier, so...
Trees can be ferocious if provoked.
Initial respawn in 1 minute for Roche. There's actually a Hex in the backpack for Tribal there. I want to swap that for that Dust, since you are rocking the gem. Jelly hanging out bottom, looking for potentially another Torm. Who still has their shard? Everyone already has their shard, so this is just gold, actually, at this point. And of course, denying it, I guess. Not that Spiked, I think, has ever been close to taking the Tormentor in this game at all. Yeah. Follow all the rules. No rules here. No rules at all. There's gonna be a smoke post Torm. There's 3 of the teammates that are nowhere near this area, though. This gem is gonna scout out the fact that there's a Kunkka so far in this. They should be able to make a play. Good blink away from Tribal, managed to get out of that one. Spiked is a little bit nervous about this one, despite the fact that they have pretty overwhelming vision. Can they stop this Dream Protector from doing a bunch of nonsense over here? But the X actually gets the catch over off onto the Oracle. Not enough to make this happen, no, but now the Nullifier, the Hex, gonna come through. They're gonna get the boat, the combo into the air. They're gonna get the False Promise, though, and now the Necro is safer. Now the BKB out from the Axe. They get the push right. Can they get a little more? But now the Egg gonna come through. If they can hit this down, this should be enough. But they don't have the heroes, I think, to hit the Egg. Unless they don't. They don't. The Egg, it pops, it goes off, and now the physical damage is there. The Ghost Shroud should be available. Keeps the Necro alive a little bit longer, but now the Nullifier is gonna pop. The Scythe is gonna go down. E-Rock not gonna be enough to take him out, though. He might die a little bit after the Hex comes through. The physical damage, though, is still there from Jelly on the high ground, on the Glacier, standing his ground, taking the fight. The Ghost Scepter is not enough to protect you from the finger from HK. And now, physical damage, hunting this Hoodwink down. Multi-shot gonna be enough to finish it off, and now they are completely out of buybacks and just sitting with the Clinks here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Spells committed. Holy. Okay, HK's gonna die. Buyback from both supports here. Instantly. We're pretty much committing everything we have in the tank to stay in this game. There's one more buyback available from E-Rock if he wants to use it right now. Out of the heroes that, of course, are dead.
attack.
Little decoy shot should fire off onto Jelly right here. Boom, boom. Whoa, 2 of them actually. That's a lot of damage, but has the Satanic if needed. The Overgrowth doing gonna get the connection over off into the Hoodwink. Has the Force Staff, is gonna go over off into the trees, but the damage is there. The sounds. That's a dieback. Ibab's out of the game here. It's just the Clinks who's gonna have to hold this, and I think it's pretty darn impossible for Sempiternal.
Dire's bottom barracks is
Fight against 4 heroes here.
mega creeps.
Gonna have to hope for the best. Gonna have to make some magic happen, but not gonna be possible. Ace King gonna blink into this one. Gonna get the Hex, and yeah. That's gonna be game there. Only the Golfers taking game 1. Everyone's seen a super decisive fashion. There's a lot of back and forth, not the cleanest game from them, I think. But I think they had the better draft. I think they really identified what needed to be like happening with their picks. I think the only weird thing for me was the Phoenix, but like the Ag saves were cool later on, so I don't really mind. The Oracle Necro was strong. I think I do have to caution them against picking Necro this early if they aren't able to fully protect it in draft. Like, I feel like I saw this Drow pick coming from a mile away. And it really just took one nullifier to kind of make this Necro's game hard, because like you do have the False Promise, but then after that you're still playing Necro into nullifiers. I mean, BKB Ghost Shroud hasn't existed for like a year now or something, so gotta play to this hero's strengths, I think. But it's only game 1. I think Spiked did a great job of clawing back into leads and taking pretty solid team fights when they can hold their positions and their formations. I think if they start the game a little bit better, don't lose the lanes a little bit, then I think they're in a much better spot for game 2. So we'll take a quick break, be back for game number 2 very, very soon, and we'll see if the teams actually make any changes or just keep doing the same things.
seconds remain.
Right, we are back into game number 2 of Only the Golfers versus Spiked Esports Club. If you're just joining us, Only the Golfers did take game 1. Whoever made the lobby still doesn't know how to click the little thingies, the chiclet, to show who won game 1. But what can you do? These captains, it's their first season playing. It's so hard. Similar band's gonna come out: the Doom, the Beastmaster, the Pango. I think you can probably keep the same bans. There wasn't anything too crazy from last game. I think situationally ban out something like a Drow in phase 2 though.
5 seconds.
I think Golfers proved that they can in fact play against this Necro hero. Seasoned captain, I know, right? Such a seasoned captain here. Actually want to check a setting here. Hero name. Not minimap. Icons.
10 seconds. It is Dyer's ban.
Where's the thing that, like, player name? Health bars. I don't know why it's not displaying hero names over the health bars when I cast, but whatever. Try player names and see if it makes a difference. They're gonna ban the Kunkka, which is actually probably pretty valid. I think Iraq did a great job of running that early game for Golf and gave them the advantage that they desperately needed there. They're gonna ban out the Snapfire and the LD though. So what slipped through then? Looking back quickly, that means Nature's Prophet slips through. Okay. So, potentially an 8-pick Prophet here from Golfers if they feel so inclined. I don't think they've 8-picked Prophet this season, so maybe it just exists somewhere for them to go for, but it could be on the table here.
Dyer must choose.
Looks like they're going to open with the Rubik. I think both HK and Rusty play it, so they are pretty able to flex this however they'd like. Pause? Someone DC?
10 seconds remain.
Oh, Iraq's DC. But no need to pause in the draft anyway, so...
It is Radiant's ban.
That's what they go for. Opener Clockwork, I like that. Strong hero. Good on either 5 or 4. I think one of the better supports of the patch for sure. Could give them a solid lane as well and also set up for them nicely.
5 seconds.
Nothing to complain about these opening picks. I know a lot of people play the Rubik hero. I personally don't like this. Don't see it like as too strong of a hero overall, but it seems to work very well.
10 seconds.
Zeus ban, we saw that last game as well. What was the other second ban? It was Zeus and it was Viper, so we'll see if they want to stick with the Viper, if they want to do something else. Hollow has some kind of cringe heroes to play against, so can't blame Iraq for not wanting to deal with them. Not at all. Just hoping for the mid-Wraith King to come out sometime this season. To really like pull out the fan favorites. That's what I want.
Dyer's turn to ban.
They're gonna ban the Drow actually. They don't want to let that sneak over into the hands of Spiked. So a little bit of a interesting ban from them. They're gonna see that as the biggest threat, which that Drow hero is quite strong. If you don't have a hero meant to deal with it, you are in
seconds.
I mean, Drow being meta
5
might actually just
seconds.
bring Mars back into play, so, you know, there might be a silver lining with all these Drows being picked. That's my hope. One can dream that such a thing would happen, that Mars would receive a buff and become relevant numbers-wise.
Dire must
But
choose.
silly me. Such a thing is not going to happen. They're going to ban the Ember. Make sure that Uruk does not have his Ember to play.
10 seconds remain.
I think overall, I was pretty happy with
5 seconds
Spike's
remain.
draft. I mean, I think the Axe of the Hoodwink did well. The Oracle Necro combo makes sense. The Clinks is probably the most disconnected part of the draft overall, but I know it's also a hero that Sun Eternal plays a lot, so I can't really fault them for doing it.
Radiant must choose.
Keeper of the light.
The Coddle here. Interesting. Unsure what position this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to check through some profiles real quick.
10 seconds.
Is it Yankee? Is it Tribulb? Is it Hollow? Let's
5
find out.
seconds.
Coddle of the Light. It's definitely not Tribulb, who has exactly one game on Coddle all time. Hollow's got 11 of them, last one in 2020. The most recent is going to be Yankee, the Pause 4, who played Hoodwink last game. So that's going to be the likely play here, which means the Clockwork likely going to be on Tribal. Doesn't have a lot of Clockwork games. Not an impressive win rate either, but not the hardest hero to pick up, I think. So, might be where it's going. But interesting support duo. I think they do complement each other with what they're able to accomplish. So, I don't mind it too much. I think we saw a little bit of Coddle mid come back into the meta in the recent like pro tournaments. I can't remember if they actually played it
Radiant's turn to pick.
Pause 4 much. Undying, there's our rusty hero. Taking a page out of the old Bozone book over here, picking Undying. He's thinking, if tree's too hard to lane with, surely I can lane properly with Undying, is the thought process here that I'm
10
tracking.
seconds remain.
Yeah.
5 seconds remain.
It's gonna be a play there. They should be able to get a pretty solid lane here. Surely with this, they pick like SF or something. Okay, they Quap.
Of
Noric's gonna get his Quap. They're gonna save 18 for Mr. Jelly, perhaps.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Surely a season captain could only think of a Treant 5 and then an Undying
Dire's turn
5.
to pick.
Puck's gonna come through. Pretty solid pick into the Quap. Hollow should be comfortable, I think, into that matchup. Shouldn't be difficult at all for them to make happen.
10 seconds. Radiant's turn to pick.
You're on your mate.
The Largo hero, hello.
Radiant's
Excited to
turn
see this
pick.
guy. NS is gonna come through, Rob. Okay. Looks like that's gonna be the 18 pick there for them. Excellent pick into the Puck. I think the second they saw this Puck coming, they're like, I think we can slam this NS hero. And it's a pretty good NS game so far. The clock can sometimes be a little annoying playing into the
Dire's
cogs.
turn to ban.
I realized I was leaning away from my microphone just now. Not ideal casting behavior. Clockwork can be a little annoying for the Night Stalker. Coddle a little bit. If he ever does tag you with the Solar Bind, it is a
10
little annoying.
seconds.
and he does have pretty good movement speed to stay ahead of
5 seconds remain.
your bonus movement speed at nighttime. But as a support, he's not really going to do a whole lot. It's more likely that he's going to be food, especially now that Harpoon is such a strong item. Before that, when you were just like Blink BKB, slippery supports like a Coddle would be a little more annoying to deal with. But now that the build-up is basically like Echo, Blink, Harpoon, BKB, Nullify, or something to that effect, you do just fine. You do just fine indeed. The Largo is interesting though. The silence can be a little oppressive versus this hero, but he's also pretty darn tanky. So we'll see. I haven't seen a lot of Largo into NS. I mean, people don't really pick NS as much, so I'm just excited to see the hero. They're gonna ban out the PA, which is really interesting. I don't think I've seen anyone play PA in like 2 years, but I guess they're feeling a little nervous about
10
that one.
seconds remain.
I'm actually gonna quickly
5
sprint and
seconds.
refill my water bottle when these bans are coming, so hopefully I don't miss anything super important.
It is Dial's ban. Ten seconds. 5 seconds remain. Radiant must choose.
Alright, back before the picks come through. Faces Void banned, AM banned. Not sure exactly what they're going to want to go for.
5
Yeah,
seconds
GA ban's
remain.
a little odd indeed.
Dire must choose.
Wind Ranger at your
Ranger, okay,
service.
yeah. I was thinking of like all these crazy heroes, and I was like, of course he's just gonna go back to the Wind Ranger. Jelly's nothing if not a meta slave. His own words said to me, I think 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't remember. You're always gonna see the same like 4
10
heroes from this
seconds
guy.
remain.
The Wind Hero is
5
pretty strong. I
seconds.
think into this, if this puck is ever silenced or stunned for like a second, you can pump a lot of damage.
Choose
CK.
your hero.
That is a hero I have not seen in a minute and a half. I mean, that is quite the pickup there from Spiked eSports. I mean, I guess it
5
kind
seconds
of
remain.
does well into Wind if she's stunned, but also like, Wind Run kind of counters your hero if she presses her buttons, so it's like, I'm pretty sure, like, Wind is favored in this matchup, especially since you go Mjolnir. I mean, like, Mjolnir doesn't have the same, like, damage versus illusions as it once did, but, if you're ever hitting the Wind and she puts the Chain Lightning on herself, then, it's gonna bounce around quite a bit. I mean, yeah, you do have the Dispel versus Wind Run. That's a good point, Jesse, but, I feel like once this Wind just gets, like, D-Lance, Mjolnir, BKB, you don't have a lot to deal with her, but who knows? Who knows? CK is interesting. As the resident CK merchant, do you have any thoughts to share? Don't mind if I did Win. Alright, maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm washed. I'm out of the game. Don't have anything useful to say. But we'll see. We'll see. CK should do just fine against the NS, though. This is a hero that doesn't get pressured very easily by Night Stalker in lane.
Is short. Use it wisely.
CK Clockwork probably isn't the most synergistic lane, but it should be pretty darn strong. I mean, these heroes are not ones you can really mess around with. So we will see. We will see. Another smoke here. Let's see if we can do a little bit better than game number 1. Probably not, since they're smoking nighttime into a Night Stalker. Which Rob is literally sprinting up this high ground. I don't know about that one. It's gonna get caught here inside the car. It's gonna get licked and pushed into the little corner. That is a hell of an idea to entirely give up your extra night vision by sprinting up a high ground. But
30 seconds to
hey, someone's gotta give first blood away, and shout out to Rob to making sure it's not Rusty giving out first blood. Honestly, that's a team play right there. Anyone watching, you should be a team player like this. Make sure that your 5 isn't always the one feeding his brains out for first blood. They might give up some extra runes for this one, though. This gonna looks like it's gonna be a 3-for-1 trade as well. Who got first blood? CK. Ooh. Not ideal. He's gonna start this game with a full bracer. Quelling Blade as well? Seriously? I guess you have enough of a damage swing, but... oh, I'm not a believer of Quelling Blade on melee heroes. In this day and age, buy stats. Stats is enough. Who needs a Quelling Blade when by level 2 you've got like 80 damage on like every hero, especially strength heroes? Rusty gonna get his ward dewarded, but ooh, big damage over off onto this Coddle right here. It's actually gonna went for the Illuminate level 1, so it's gonna make trading with this Undying a little bit harder early on. Has no stick into this lane as well. Curious indeed. Is going for a boots into Windlace rush. I don't know. Interesting. The Largo, I feel like in draft it isn't always clear what this hero does. I'm never like certain like, oh wow, this hero's gonna go crazy in the game, but it tends to be pretty strong, especially if you have a decent enough start. None of the spells seem like they have a lot of damage, but this hero has pretty incredible staying power in fights. From what I've seen. Rusty taking a little bit of damage, is gonna get licked and frog stomped into the wave, but we'll be able to get out of that one. We're gonna need some sticks in this lane, fellas. Up top, HK gonna be the first one to go down. Rob also gonna lose a courier as well. Gonna get caught here by the battery cell. Sound up a little bit now. Chaos Bolt coming through as well. A little bit of extra damage onto NS, but not enough to take him out. Yeah, CK should have a delightful time up here, I think. Yeah. It might be enough to keep the CK relevant, keep the Illus alive, give him a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra heals. I don't know, I haven't seen the Largo pair with something like a CK before, but this hero is very much how long you can stay present in fights and pump out damage, especially once you get the Ags. It makes your... basically ensures that you basically either heal or you have the movement speed while doing damage, so you don't have to keep trading between the two. Plus something like Shard, always cool. It's a pretty solid Shard to play around with. Oh, thank God. We've got a wand on the Largo now. Full Tranquils on the Coddle here. Another power shot comes through. Easy way to secure every lane, and Rusty should be able to get the Lotus here. Up top is going to be a trade over off onto the Clockwork. Quick check in mid. Haven't really talked about mid at all this game, but both of them are pretty even in terms of XP, but Iraq is handedly thrashing this puck in terms of CS right now. Not going to really kill this puck early on thanks to the phase shift and such, but your damage is so very far ahead. No curveball on that? Alright. That's like the first time I've seen an orb that just went straight forward. Has the potential to do something here. There's gonna be a link up to the high ground. Iraq getting quite low. I think this gets better for Puck as it goes on. You get more points in orb, able to spell spam. Don't have the ability to really trade the same way with Quap. Pretty much every scream will get dodged if the Puck player is playing with their eyes open. It's really leveraging the damage that you have here. Yeah. Up top, some plays and cogs right here. It's just going to be a lift. Good lift from HK to try and keep alive a little bit longer, but the battery celt's going to come through. Actually, the crit was kind of attack canceled there a little bit. Tribulb has to be careful. Now they're going to turn a little bit over up onto the NS, but both of these beefy guys just smacked each other a little bit. You know how it is. Rubik was first pick, so Puck was after. Puck was after. Rubik was first, and then they went Undying, and then they went Quap, and then they went Night Stalker, and then they went Wind. So annoying. Nighttime has finally arrived, so perhaps top lane gonna trade back in their favor there. We will see though. Yeah, it is a pretty difficult Puck game. I think they perhaps got a little bit baited seeing the Quap, and they're like, ooh, this coil is gonna be so sick versus Quap. But we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be, I think, an early Yules, if not BKB. Night Stalker is probably one of the hardest counters into Puck, I think, overall. You either need the fastest Wind Waker of your life, or you need a BKB. Or I have seen a Force Staff, a Pike actually work once, but that's maybe a bit of a crazy one to go for. Tombstone gonna get dropped bottom. They've got the power shot as well. Shackle gonna miss, but easy enough kill to get once you've got the Tombstone on the ground. Clockwork smoked up, top rune. Gonna see that it's bottom. Hirok, is he gonna blink for it? Nope. Arcane gonna go over to Hollow. Both supports being brought to ensure that this bottle is filled. Just kidding. Flame it thanks to the void there.
Eager to know Dire's whereabouts.
We have a gate play for Tribulb here, but there is a ward that is going to catch eyes of this Clockwork, so they're going to be wise to something happening. She's actually going to walk over and try and contest this as they actually TP HK down, so maybe they can try and bait something. If they are baiting something, this is probably the most obvious move of all time here. Tribulb's Courier is going to walk through, but that's not going to get anything either. I have literally no idea what's happening and why they're walking in this fashion, but Blink might be able to bring Rusty back into the waiting hands here. He's gonna get double decay off. Another Frog Stomp comes through. Spell spam is kind of brutal from the Largo. He's got another lick. He might actually just kill the Undying. Well, Eroc's actually gonna show up here. Everyone's in this bottom lane. It's a real party down here. This Undying should die. Yeah, this is criminal that he's allowed to do this. He's gonna drop the Tombstone, a little bit of an extra present here. I don't think Hollow knows about Curve. Maybe he just doesn't like Curveball. I haven't seen a single Curveball yet. We'll see if it shows up later in the game. There is gonna be a just for the rune here. Ooh, Haste actually gonna get claimed by Erock. Quick fingers.
Now, where was
Now that's a value Tombstone right there, if I've ever seen one. Cool. Say it's right nice to scout out any moves that the clock would make. Up top, CK, yeah, he's doing fine. Just gonna go for an Echo. I guess now that Echo's just so good, you don't even have to go for anything like an Armlet. So there's a point where you used to go for Armlet into Echo on this hero, but I haven't seen it enough recently to really know what people are feeling confident to go for, but yeah, I think it was probably just your play. Can't really go wrong with that item. Harpoon's just too good. Pretty quiet early game, I'd say, all things considered, especially since there was like 4 heroes from each team in the bottom lane. Not a whole lot of kills to show for this. Well, I say that, and now a Tombstone's gonna get dropped bottom, plus a Sonic Wave as well. E-Rock showing up here, has another Blink available. It's gonna get just gonna walk and get a kill on the Coddle. It's got really nothing to offer on that one. Hollow on the other side is looking for something more. Has an Obs to scout out this Wop. Down bottom. Gonna get a play over off onto the Undying with Phantasm, but not gonna be enough. A lot of people committed to this bottom lane for not a whole lot of return. I say that, they're gonna get Rusty here. Straying just a little too far forward into the waiting tongue of the Largo.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You're actually gonna go Raps first. Ooh. A little bit of a tanky item versus something like the Quap. I don't know if I've seen something like this before, but it's pretty cool.
To their bottom tower.
Might slow down your offensive capabilities, but it could be interesting to see it work here. Coddle gonna get taken out, and now just be a little careful on the CK right here. Get run down under the tower here. They've got the Flesh Golem as well. They're gonna drop the Tombstone to boot at the end. Should be enough to take out CK and claim the tower. Good first use of Ascension here. At around the time of the second daytime as well.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Not the start that I think Spiked eSports were really looking for. So far, they are getting gapped by pretty much everyone in the lane. The Night Stalker is kind of the big winner, which I think it was mostly due to the fact that the CK TP'd elsewhere, and not really an indication of how the first 6 to, I was gonna say, 8 minutes of the game went. Not gonna say the other number there. I think it's more that oh, curveball, we saw it. All right, we're back. Curveball has been spotted. Rusty walking in really weird areas. But yeah, I think it's more an indication of kind of weird rotations. Oh, whoa, Pumpkin manages to stay alive, dodges out on the power shot as well. They've got the Windrunner here, stuck inside these cogs. A little bit of an overextension here from Mr. Jelly. Not able to make it happen. A Waning Rift stolen from HK, which is pretty good. It's actually going to Rift forward, but now it's going to get caught by the coil. Frog Stomp's going to come through as well. They should be able to get the kill. Over up onto HK right here. Caught inside the cogs, taken out. Orb to the other side. Pops over up onto Rusty. And now E-Rock gonna commit the Sonic Wave. Just take out a Clockwork. Gets something for his efforts down here.
Radiant should look to their middle tower. Dire's bottom tower is in danger.
Things will probably quiet down a little bit as they get their first items here, the Echo on the CK. This Night Stalker area is off to a really good start, which is what you always like to see, closing in on the Blink Dagger as well. From there, the world is kind of your oyster for what you wanna do. I mean, I say that, but you're probably just gonna go for Harpoon into BKB. And then from there, you get like the Nullifier, you get the Basher. What else can you get? What have I gotten on this hero before? The days of S and Y have kind of gone to the wayside, but you still have the 15 talent.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, done Orchid a few times. It's fun to get Orchid on this hero. I think Puck is definitely going to be buying some form of defensive item at some point, but, oh. It's a misclick or thinking that the orb was going to be jumped to on Hollow there. They have the Ascension, but now they're waiting on Crippling Fear. I will say one of the things for NS players is to consider putting more points in this Crippling Fear rather than Evening or rather Midnight Feast. The numbers aren't the greatest scaling for that kind of spell, and holy mass TPs come through. They're gonna drop the Tombstone super aggressively right here, but now the rest of the heroes TPing in. They're gonna get the coil. The Sonic Wave, though, hits off onto 3 heroes. It catches the Puck as well. The other side trying to break away, manages to get over to the other side, but now the power shot comes through, cuts down a hero, but they've lost the Undying as well, and now the Puck to die. They're gonna get the Shackle over off onto the CK. He's caught inside the Frog Stomp. The heals barely doing anything from the Coddle, not enough to keep him alive. Rainbow TP's coming to try and defend mid, but it's not enough. Not enough at all. But as I was saying, the return on your investment for putting points in Midnight Feast is it's decent, but also it means that for 5 minutes you kind of have a thing that only gives you flat lifesteal. And the DPS on Crippling Fear is actually quite a lot. Especially maxed out. It's a very potent spell to be using in team fights, even for small picks. It's nothing to scoff at, even during the day as well. It is solid spell to go for. Yeah, I do feel for the CK. I don't think. I'm a little nervous exactly what this year is supposed to accomplish, but we'll see. It is early days. Only the golfers. Seeing from last game, the game is very much throwable. It could take a leaf out of the Spurs playbook and, you know, chuck things out the window, drop the ball, so to speak. But we'll see. We will see. So far, Spike's probably going to take things a little bit slow again. I mean, if we saw anything from Yankee last game on the Hoodwink, this Coddle should be playing sideways, farming. I mean, maybe we see the Meteor Hammer come back again. I would not be mad about that. Having some push threat might be interesting. I will say the Meteor Hammer might be a little much. Against a hero like Night Stalker, you definitely need something defensive, which makes sense that the Force Staff is going to be up next. I do like the Essence Distiller. This item was not in the game the last time Night Stalker was meta, so it could change things for how supports play into this hero. I think it makes a couple of matchups a lot more viable. Blink gonna come in though, straight over off onto Coddle. The Lick Away gonna try to make an attempt here, but now the hook shot is gonna slow things down for Rob, and now the backlines are gonna look for E-Rock, but the coil barely doing anything, but now the silence of the backlines is gonna slow them down, so at least they're not able to connect further onto the Night Stalker targets, but now the Shackle connects over off the Hollow. They've lost the Puck. Was that a stolen coil? That was a stolen coil off onto 3 and managed to catch them out. The Largo's gonna try and make a run for it into the tower, but not able to escape. E-Rock blinking in with that DD. They're gonna win this fight handily, and I think this game is looking just a little more rough for Spiked eSports here.
Not so fast.
Feels like they don't have the necessary tools to deal with the heroes here in the draft. He's got a Amphibian Rhapsody right now. He's got the Largo ult. I wonder if Rubik gets the frogs, like the little frogs that jump with Largo. I will be interested to see. So I'm going to be focusing on this Rubik for quite a while to see if he gets the frogs. I'm going to be excited to see if such a thing happens. Come on, HK, use it. I know you want to. Something happening bottom. Keeping an eye on it, seeing if the wind gets out of there. I don't see any frogs. I don't see any. So we're gonna go bottom. We're gonna look at Jelly over here who's getting hit by the frog stop. Do they have anything more good? Shackle gets the connection off into, and now Rusty's gonna hop in there. force them out of this one. The cogs push away, though. It's a little bit annoying for the heroes TPing in, but they have to make a run for it. Rob jumping in, looking for something. He's gonna try and look for the Largo, but he's gonna get slowed down, and now the Shackle's gonna connect over off onto him. He's gonna get stunned, probably just gonna get taken down. There's a little bit of Dispel coming out, but now to the other side of the fight. Tribal gets low, gets denied. Dagger.
Look to their middle tower.
Not gonna be enough to take him out.
Dire's bottom tower
Do get
is
the
in
Largo for it,
danger.
so still a decent
Radiant's
fight for
middle
them.
tower is under
They'll
attack.
claim this bottom tower as well, finally cleaning up the tier 1. The CK did not die, so that is a plus for Spiked eSports. He is on his way to straight BKB. Oof. Echoing to BKB does not feel ideal for this hero. I don't see much damage potential coming out.
Dire's bottom
Went for an
tower
early
is
shard
under
as well,
attack.
which, I mean, is probably perfectly fine. Technically slows down your BKB, but you need something to stay relevant, so I guess you just do that. I don't know. Hard CK game. Hard CK game. Puck's gonna go for a blink. He's gonna definitely need,
Dire's
again,
middle
some
tower
defensive
is
item
under
versus this
attack.
NS hero who is closing in on a BKB. It's gonna get really hard to deal with soon. Really, really hard to deal with. Is there a Mjolnir done? Yeah, Mjolnir's done for Wind. So it's gonna go for the full Pike, not feeling threatened enough to go for the BKB, which I agree with. I don't think you need the BKB just yet. The Largo Dispel not really playing into the game as much, seeing as they are further behind than Spiked eSports. Golfers, though, in a very good position to steal the 21-minute Wisdom.
Its middle tower is under attack.
They can pretty much hold this here, Jelly. I think he saw them there, but they're going to pop the Ascension on the other side and look for something. Sonic Wave is going to connect onto both of them inside the Crippling Fear, and they're going to get both kills. Oof. Huge damage coming out, and they don't even get the win in the top lane. Meanwhile, I think Jelly might be looking for a kill of his own. Is absolutely going to get spotted by that catapult there. Power shot, power shot, power shot. Ooh. Almost got the catch there on the CK, which would have been disastrous, but Sempiternal will escape to live another day. The rest of Golf also gonna beeline out of this area after getting their prize of the Wisdom Rune and 2 kills. Full BKB being flown out to the Night Stalker right now. Extremely strong. We got a Kai Sange on Iraq, who is, I'd say, nigh on unkillable. Very difficult to strike on this hero here with the Conraps and the Kai Sange. They've got the extra heals plus a Glimmer from the Undying as well. It's going to be difficult indeed. There's a stolen hookshot on HK. Interested to see what he can do with this. Perhaps if they scout out this puck here. It's going to show on the wave. Will he show on the wave? Almost going to show on the wave. They're going to see the orb. Maybe that's enough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I do like the way the name of the spell changes. It is kind of funny.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
There's going to be a scan on the Roche Pit over here. I've got the Focus Fire to do some damage. They've also got the Flesh Golem now for the Amp, which actually really makes things go a lot better there.
Dire's top tower is
So
under attack.
Rusty's got to be a little be careful not to feed his life away right there. 30% damage amp is actually absurd. Alright, are they going to let him die? Please let him die. Please let him die. Oh, oh, that Glimmer was so close. Oh. Take him out. Can they... Oh, whoa, wait, yeah. Hook shot it into the creeps over there, and now on the high ground. Or maybe that was Era who got the hook shot. Oh, stolen hook shot. It's going to cancel that. Brilliant stuff from HK. Very nice indeed. I think it was Erok there ready to block that, or the Ogres did. I don't know which one, but whoever did, great play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's some lines drawn on the map here, potentially wanting to reset to the other side of the map. Probably want to take this tier 2 top first, though. Whoops. Waiting to be claimed here. A lot of interesting drawing. HK says we're gonna go through portal, and then we're gonna go bottom, and then we're gonna take this wave, and then we're gonna go take the tier 2, and then we're gonna walk back, and we're gonna take Torm. And that's actually exactly what they said in their comms. Word for word. I think before any of that happens, they're about to run into each other right here. HK might be either in trouble, or he might be the trouble. I don't know. Either way, though, Pumpkin hanging around a little bit too much here. Frog Stomp stolen. Another kill for the Wind Ranger. He's having a near flawless game. I mean, very few deaths. I mean, most of them are probably going to be ta-da on the Undying. Ooh. Who's surprised? Raise your hand if you're surprised.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom now. I mean, these two tier 2s are definitely going to be what they're going to claim here with the last 3 minutes of this Aegis. The question is Spiked eSports willing to actually contest any of these towers? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they feel strong. I don't think they are strong. Looks like CK is pivoting over to the Manta instead of the full BKB, which, sure, great. Still gonna make things quite difficult for you, but we will see.
Top tower is under attack.
Illusion.
Stun for NS should be flying out now, and then after that, I've already said it, but Nullifier, Basher, whatever you really want. They're gonna make a smoke play over here, which is a little interesting. Perhaps they're willing to just run up to the high ground, or rather, they're just gonna get a catch over off onto the Largo. Focus fire committed. He's gone. He's dead. He's out of the game, and maybe they threaten high ground here with the Siege Creep in play. Got 2 towers to mess around with. E-Rock, I think, has the Ags flying out right now on Courier. Yeah. So, CK's game has just gone from really hard to downright impossible. Rob's gonna pop the BKB, gonna pop the Dark Ascension, turnover off onto the Clockwork, gonna take him out for daring to hookshot in his face here. But now, has to be a little bit careful. He's gonna go for a TP out here. Oh, can they get the hit? No, they can't! Weren't able to cast a single spell on him. The Rocket Flare with the buyback there from Tribulb. Try and stop the NS in his tracks, but they won't get a thing. Now Puck to the other side. Has a haste rune, so won't be threatened too much, but oh wait, no, the Harpoon died on Courier. Oh, disastrous. It's actually real bad. HK is gonna get a blink delivered up. The scan's gonna connect. They might be able to catch this Largo for what feels like the 3rd time in a row here. What does Dota Plus say? Let me take a guess here. I think it says 9. Oh wait, well, I was gonna say 97 before this. Let's just say 97. 92. Wow. Okay. I'm a little bit off. Just a tad, a smidge. But that is a 3rd Largo death. Again, it has pretty much been Largo deaths all day these days, and Clockwork, of course. Can't count out the Clockwork deaths either. Oh my god. Travel time on this thing sucks so much. That is the first thing I think they have to buff about this hero. Oh, good Manta dodge on that. Nice to see. They're gonna be getting their side lanes pushed a little bit here. The Puck cutting some waves down bottom, going for the straight harassment. Wow, that is greedy. They will be losing mid tower though. Not even committing anything like a focus fire here. Bit of a mistimed fortification there. Let's see what they can look for. They don't have the Ascension for a couple seconds here, but they do have the BKB. Can they get the connection? They got the stun. They need a little bit more. Oh, They aren't able to finish him off. The Sonic Wave going to push the CK over to the side. Now the Manta's going to get dropped. The Shackle only connects over off onto Illu's there, but now the damage there. E-Rock jumps in, gets the catch over off onto Pumpkin. The Largo gone once again. Where have I seen this one before? Ascension going to pop E-Rock. Oh, this sounds over off the Hollow. Lift into the air. Hookshot off the mark. Puck gone. Dead. Dusted. Out of this game. Can't blame them for wanting to get out. They're going to call it GG. It's over. A far more decisive game one here for Golf is E-Rock. gonna do a little bit of GG feeding in the fountain, but victory already in their hands. Nothing can change that here. Dota Plus entirely wrong about that win percentage. I mean, come on, 92%. The game's done and dusted. It really was. I think that was just a very, very solid draft on their part. The early quad pick, I feel like, baited this puck pick into an already not ideal puck game, and then this NS kind of just slammed the door shut on the puck here, and I don't know. I don't know about the CK hero. I don't know what to believe about it. I don't know if this hero really does anything. Does no one have drip in this game? What the hell? How is the win the only one with the set in this game? That does not make sense. This can't be right. Anyway, that's not the important thing about this. Game 1, I think, was a much better showing from SPIKED eSports. Perhaps a little bit back to the drawing board for draft. I'm pretty sure everyone in this league gets playoffs, so they are chilling. You know, you could say regular season, doesn't matter, just trying things out. I think they've got potential here, though. I think they just have to clean up the drafts, have to clean up the lanes, and then from there, I think they're in a little more smooth sailing. For golfers, I feel like it's the other way around. I think their drafts are pretty solid, or at least from this stuff that I've seen so far. Their lanes seem pretty decent. Just pick Rusty something pretty simple, and they're set. I won't say their lanes are overwhelmingly strong, but they're good. Fair. They probably just need to be a little bit more on the same page when it hits like the 25-30 minutes. But other than that, I think this is a pretty good showing. Another 2-0, so they're building momentum going into the final week of games before tiebreakers. They could secure themselves a pretty good spot. I mean, I think they're ready to contest the top seed here, which could be pretty important for a playoffs run for them. So, solid stuff overall. Good showing from both teams. Exciting series. Hope you all enjoyed. That's all we have here for tonight. See you all next time.